Voeschonon, Daf Yud Aleph Amud Beis, and Sefer Dvarim. We're in the middle of the page. We started explaining yesterday that in the energy and the life force that is in the heart that goes to the speech, for example, and the life force that goes to the mind, it's in a spiritual sense, and also in a physical sense. You have the life force, the blood, that goes and gives life force to each part of the body, to each limb of the body that comes from the heart. And the same thing goes to the mind as well. And this is one level. And afterwards, this blood goes to all the different parts and makes it exist, and gives it life sustenance and makes it grow. And this blood becomes, from the blood becoming cleaned in the cave and the covered and the liver and the kidneys, that the best part goes to the heart, and the garbage goes out to the waste. And all of this divided inside a thin membrane in between the breathing parts, the breathing and the heart, and the lower parts, which is the separation, the guts and all of those parts, that takes the blood and cleans it up, and from the best one it sends to the heart. Similar to that also, it says the concept Tzur Levavi, that all the life force comes from Hashem, as it says, Ve'ata mechayes kulam, you give life to everybody. And also over here you have two different types of flow. You have one which is called the higher water, which is godly pleasure in Hashem, and the second one is the low water, which is, so to say, the waste, which comes to the physical pleasure of the world. That it comes through the separation between the important organs, or the vital organs, and the blood cleaning organs, if you will. And this separation is, so to say, like the sky that's separated between the higher water and the low water. And this is the concept of choose life. Choose the higher life, the level which is Eitz HaChaim, tree of life, and godly pleasure in Hashem, the higher level of pleasure. And to discuss and to have looking it down at the pleasures of the world, which is the level of Mayim Tachtenim, low water, which comes from the level of Etz Hadas, Tevera. But how can a person reach to that level that you have only desire to the higher, to godly pleasures, and he does not want to have anything to do with physical pleasures? This is Krishma Shachris Arvis, by saying Shema Yisrael morning and night. Shema is Shem, Ein. Shem and Ein, a bigger Ein. Ein refers to 7 midas, 7 characteristics. It says Lecha Havai Agdula V'Agvul, etc. The 7 midas, of each one is included of 10. And over there, and Shem, name, is the concept, is the letters from the midas, from the characteristic, which is shining to create something from nothing. In other words, the Eibish's name gives life to the worlds. As it says, Kiniz Gavar Shmei Levadei, that his name of the Eibish is lofty, but only shining Eidei Alertz Shamayim, only the shining and glory of his of the shining comes to this world and makes the world exist. That everything and heaven and the sky only comes from the shining and the lighting from the letters of the Asius, from the concept of speech. As it says, B'dvar Havai Shamayim Nasan, the words of Hashem where the world was created. And that only in that point you have the concept of separation of time. That it should be the first day, this should be light. The second day should be the sky. And with His great kindness, He creates every day the creation of the world. In other words, that every day is being revealed the level of the letters and the words that comes from that characteristic of that day. For example, from the first day is coming and shining from the concept Yir, the level of kindness. The second day it comes from the level Yirikia. And then Shabbos, everything comes back to its source. Just like a person which is thinking and is talking, when he's thinking and he's talking, is into it, is pulled into the thought and into the speech. But then afterwards, when he goes back to his place, so to say, his relaxation comes down. Similar to that, by the Eibishter, it's called Shabbos Havai Lekecho. In other words, the concept of rest, as we're going to explain in B'ez Hashem tomorrow.